Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. The series is weekly, but the games are daily, so you can play them every day. I like to introduce a bonus game at the start of just my choice, whatever I feel like playing, and then we have standard games that I play every day. Sorry, every video, every week. Anyway, that's my amazing intro for this series. I hope you enjoy it. We are going to start with Triplit. So, Triplet, we have three crossword-like clues and three words of increasing size that we need to fill, but the clues aren't necessarily in the order of the words. So we need to figure out how we're going to use E, S, and O in each of these words, in this case, these three letters, so that they match the three clues. So let's see. Waffle and traffic, for example. What would waffle and traffic have in common? I'm not sure immediately. One can be good or stuffy. One can be good or stuffy. Huh. Identical copies. So identical copies is going to be plural. I think that's going to put the S at the end. And so it could be, let's see what else. We'd have to use an E and an O. Clones. So I think this one's going to be clones. Now we have to come back here. Waffle and traffic, for example. Could that be another plural? Waffle and traffic. What? Traffic is like jam. Like obviously jam doesn't work. I was thinking you put jam on waffles, traffic jam, but no. Are we talking about waffle like the breakfast item, or waffle like you're waffling, like you're unsure? I'm not sure. I'm unsure. I'm waffling. Okay. One can be good or stuffy. What can be good or stuffy? All right. I may have to just fill something here to get some clues about these words. What can be good or stuffy? What would be a four-letter word that uses E, S, and O in some order? I wonder if I should check which one other ones end in S, maybe. But maybe something like an OSE, like a hose, or good or stuffy. Lose. Pose. Good. Nose. I think nose is it for good or stuffy. Like you have a stuffy nose, a good nose, like you smell well. Waffle and traffic. Then that's our last one. Now, since it's an and, I think we got to end with S. So maybe something like this. Cones, waffle cones, traffic cones. Okay, I think I got it. Nice, got them all right. Okay. Cool, that was fun. Let's move on to Dordle. We will start with cones. All right, left word got nothing. Right word got N and S. We're going to guess the left word. I played in a hard mode where I always try to guess something that could be the answer on either the left or right, but I don't have to stick to the same side until I get it. I can bounce back and forth. So common letters left are T, R, and L. And then we also need probably an A, although any vowels should be fine. I do like TR, but I can't think about how to use the L. Oh, trail. Trail is actually perfect. Okay. So we got an I on the right. We just have the A on the left. If I think the right has only one option left, I'll guess it, but I don't think so right now. Shin, I don't know. Shiny is an option. I could test for shiny by guessing the left word and getting maybe the H and the Y. So like there are a lot of A something something Y words. Like happy would be an option, but I really don't want to repeat the P if I don't have to. Hardy, there's no R. But I feel like this is the way to go. Hampy. I'm trying to think about how to use two letters here. I wonder if we could do like an A PHY. That's the issue, is I don't have SH or CH or TH. This isn't a word, so let's just remove that. You know, what's nice about happy is it tells me if I have SP on the right as well. So for lack of anything better, I'm going to guess happy. All right, so it is shiny. That's forced. Okay, I could have just guessed shiny, but I didn't know if it was the only option. Spiny was another option, so I think happy was I don't know if it was the best way to go or not, but it worked out. This is an AY word also, so I was right about that. And it's also quite trappy. There's daddy, baddie, maybe no. I wonder if badgy is a word. It's not. Whammy. No. I don't really want to do ADDY unless I'm forced to, but I would like to use a D somewhere. That's why I wanted badgy. I keep typing badge. I don't want to guess badge. I want to guess badgy. Like if I wasn't playing in my self-imposed hard mode, badge I think would be a decent guess. But how about body then? I think that does what I need. So it's BA something something Y. It's not baddie. What is it? Baggy? Baggy clothes? Okay, baggy and shiny. My pants are both baggy and shiny. Right, not true, but that would be a way you could use both in a sentence. Let's do Fibble. Starts us off with chill. There's a lie in each guess, and so actually one of these is yellow or green. We don't know which. I generally like to use the vowel until proven otherwise. So we could do like an AI. I like to use them in the same spot because that helps a bit more than different spot. Although when it's gray, I guess it doesn't matter too much. So I could do AI here if I wanted to. Common letters. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just? Oh no, why didn't use the I? I was thinking I could just do steal though, or least or whatever. See if the L is lying. Let's see. Ooh. So that L could have been lying as green. That is possible. I would need to move this A. Well, I wouldn't need to, but I'd like to maybe do an EA. Maybe an A here, EL. Is that possible? Bagel. L's back to gray. So I could continue. I could, if this was a word, I could do that. Oh no, sorry, I can't use the. Okay, sorry, a little bit of logic here. I can't use the E, and there is an A in the word because one of these L's is definitely lying because they disagree with each other. There's only two lies between steal and bagel. One in steal, one in bagel. So I can't have both of these A's lie, or these L's would both have to be true. That's just not going to happen. So we know that, and also we can't have both of these E's lying. So we know that the E's are both definitely telling the truth. There is no E in the word. And then there is an A in the word, but we don't know where it goes or whether one of these might be lying. It should be green. Just they're not lying as gray. But I'm thinking about moving the A to the middle and then keeping this L around. But I'm not sure how to do that. It just doesn't feel like you can make a word. Maybe WL, crawl? We can't use the C though. We can't use the B for brawl. Drawl. Oh, the problem with drawl is I don't have a lie in steal. Right, I have to use an S or a T. Is there something like this? Or with the S? Shawl. No, I can't use the H. I'm like so close to getting something I need, but I mean, signs point to there being no L, but if I can use the L again in a reasonable way, then I can find more contradictions, is the idea. You always want to fish for contradictions, which means reusing letters when you can. But in this case, I think I'm just going to get rid of the L. So maybe we'll do like an AI word. I need a lie in bagel. I'm actually thinking maybe AI here, just for the lie to be that the A is supposed to be second. That'll help me find a contradiction. Dairy, maybe. Okay, I did find a contradiction between these A's. The problem is I didn't reuse anything else from bagel, so we don't learn anything there. This is a lot of positive info. I'm going to use A second. Maybe put the I here. Can I do arid? No. A here. So I need the R or the D. Radii? Unfortunately, radii fits the clues. Radio also fits. Ratio would be bad. I want something similar to this, but I kind of want maybe rabid. No. So if I use the R, I can't use the D. Unless I use like the D or the R where it's already been placed. So like a D-A-R-I, or that's not really a thing. Okay. I think I'll omit the D. Or omit the D or the R. I don't really care which. I just need to find a word. Mario. I wonder if it would accept Mario. Nah. Okay. You never know with these proper nouns that somehow have another use. Nadir would also fit the dairy clue. Is there a D that I can use? Like vapid. Vapid's good. Okay. Another contradiction on these A's. So now we know there has to be an I in the word and there has to be a D in the word. So I think I'm going to keep omitting the R. But I can't. Let's see. I got to move the A or the I or both. You know, if I made this A lie, I could use the R and the D. So I could do like A-R-I-D. No. Sorry. I-R-A-D. No. Maybe not. I think I have A second. I think that's still true. If I have A second, then the D and the... So, oh, I'd have to do IA. No. I could do AI and then end in D. But then I'd have to use the R here. Okay, that's not a word, though. I can't do rapid. I mean, if I guessed rapid, it would give me a lot of info about what's going on, but I try to stick to hard mode here. Again, a head scratcher from Fibble. Today's been nasty with the lies because I can't get much info out of them. An all gray starter guess is the worst starter because you don't get much out of it. It's hard to find contradictions. All right. So we know there's a D. We know there's an I in the word. That's forced. We don't know if one of them's lying about its color, but if it is, it's not lying as gray. It's not supposed to be gray. I can also be pretty confident that this Y is not lying because there isn't an anagram of dairy. So we know there's no Y. I'm pretty confident there's no L in the word. There is actually a contradiction between this L and this D, meaning there's an A in the word, right? We already knew there was an A in the word, though. So, okay, so we know that there's an there's an A, I, and D in the word. That's just true. I think there's no L in the word, which would mean that the A can't be fourth. I really want to put the A second. I want to omit the R. So maybe put the I at the end and then say the D, this D was lying. Like, I don't know where. Wait, how am I doing this? I still have two lies in vapid, though. Right. Okay. Well, if the A is second, this D can't be lying. And then I have to start with I. This just isn't a word. So that's wrong. So that means A is not second. So that's our lie. Oof. This is what I was trying to avoid. So I'm supposing an I could go second. And then the A could go here or like here. No. Problem is, now I need something from bagel. Could we use the L? I'm confused. This isn't a thing. I think I proved that this A can't be lying. Or that this A can't be second. But it feels like it needs to be. Because if the A is second, this D must be here. Because the D would be true. This I would be true. This I could be lying. Oh, this I could be lying. I wonder. We have AI something D. And I'd have to use the R first. This is the problem. This wasn't a word. Almost positive this isn't a word. That's the only way A goes second. D's in place. Well, or the I could be, yeah, IA or, okay. So A is not second. This is the lie, and that means we have to use the R. I just can't figure out this word. So that's true, that's true. Makes me want to put the I second, but I don't have to. ID AR? No. AID something R? Wait. But I'd have to use the B or the G. If A is not second, I need a B, G, or I need the L. I don't have room for all these letters. I think I'm going to have to do a filler today. I can't figure this out. Would rapid be a good filler? Maybe. Let's try it. Yeah, I gotta turn off hard mode. All right, that was a lucky contradiction. So that means no P in the word. A is not second, and then the D is last. Which means we have the D, I, R, Y all true. And that means this L is lying. Okay. Because if the D is last, there's no L last also. Now, did the R lie or did the I lie? Is of course the question in rapid. What am I doing? So if I did AID, I could, oh, maybe it's RAID. Braid? That's what it is. Okay, I want its braid. Right. I needed to use a letter from bagel. I don't know. I was blank on R. Like, I wasn't thinking about R being second. But that's like an obvious place to put R. So I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. I think I was getting lost in the weeds of like, where do A and I go? Where does D go? I was getting very confused. So rapid was extremely helpful. So if you're ever stuck on Fibble and you don't play hard mode, change one letter and hope for a good contradiction. All right, cool. Let's move on to Betweenle. I already forget the answer. Braid. Right. From Fibble. All right, we're very close to the end. We're 8.3% away from the end of the alphabet. I want to say that's like, you know what, just for fun, let's guess vapid and go from there. All right, vapid went down. So we're in the U's maybe, like under or something. All right, very close to under. Is it a UN word then? I wonder if it can be UND. Undy? Probably. Probably not. I mean, or like UN. Unman. All right, I went way too far. Unfed. I'm not sure what unwords would be. What goes like right after unfed? Unfit. There we go. Cool. Unfit. Let's move on to word 500. We will start with unfit. One green, one yellow. I like to assume it's the vowels until proven otherwise. One of them's in place, one gets moved. Probably we don't want to start with U. So I'm guessing we do something like that. Ooh, you know, we could do SQUI. Squid. That works. Two greens, one yellow. So this is what I'm thinking. And I don't think we got the Q. So we could do SU something I something, or we could end in ID. How about something like humid? Three greens in humid. So I think I got the U, I, and D in place. It's always nice when I get the right guess from the beginning in terms of the letters. I'm assuming. I don't know if Cupid is accepted. It is. Ooh. Or lucid. All right, nice and quick. Word 500 solve. Nice. Always nice when your assumptions ended up correct in every single guess. All right. Let's move on to Polygonle. Ooh, these three repeat. I like SSES or DDED. Let's just do misses and go from there. Ooh, hisses. How many are these? Pisses? Disses? How many of these are there? Is there an obvious one I'm missing? Kisses. There we go. Probably should have guessed that one a little earlier. I just didn't think of it. Quite a few SSESs. Not as many DDEDs as I thought. There's nodded. Lidded. Okay, so S was the way to go. Maybe. Anyway, let's do the mini. Depends on how you think about it. Lipid. That's a fun word. Holy cow. Okay. Didn't expect that. What is this letter? Wait, what is it? Livid? Like angry? Okay. Well, that worked out well. Whenever it's repeated here and here, I feel like there's a lot of words with that I put there. Although there are quite a few other ones. It's often a vowel, it seems like. All right. Symbol. We always start with blaze in symbol. L might be second. We will test that with sling. L is not second, but we do have IN in place. So what would this be? EIN? Probably AIN, right? How do we finish this? K? T? Paint? Ooh, okay. AINT. Faint. There we go. 4 is about par for our symbol, in my experience. It's also you can see in the stats. All right. Final game is Fusele. Our first guess has to be backwards. So instead of faint, we'll guess faint backwards. A is in place. That's lucky. This is going to be alphabetical hints. So it'll tell us whether we're nearby alphabetically per slot. I like to stick near S's. If we look at the alphabetical keyboard, you can see that S is surrounded by like R and T and U. It's just kind of like R, S, and T are just extremely common letters. So you kind of want to stay near there for alphabetical. If you're not sure about them yet. We already know there's no T's in the word, so maybe it's not as powerful as it was from the start. I'd like to know. So the problem with vowels is that they're all completely they're all too far away from each other. alphabetically to get each other. So something like a C is great because it tells you about both A and E, or something like a G or an H. So maybe I should do like an S8. I just don't know what to put here. If I didn't play hard mode, it would be silly to put this A here. We'd want all new letters, but is P kind of near some vowels? Not really. I don't know where to cluster my guesses here. Let's just guess something good. We can also just go for common letters. We could just do solar. All right. So here we have to guess vowels where the dotted lines are. Does not mean that the answer has a vowel there. It just means in this guess we have to do it, which means we are forced to do we're definitely forced to do a filler because we're not putting an A between two vowels. So this is an excuse to do a filler. This is near L and it has to be a vowel. So we have to put O there if we're going to stick to the clue. So we might as well try O there. This needs to be near S. I think I could do a P or anything like that. This isn't an R because it's in range of O. It's also not an L. So maybe, I don't know what to do here. Because I was thinking about starting with P, because like what else are we going to start with? V maybe? But not for this guess. Then what vowel are we ending in? Probably end in E. So this letter doesn't matter. That's just, I guess it can get us some info about maybe what's near the S. We could do an R here. It's going to be a pure filler anyway, so maybe we should do something like, I'm trying to think. Chore or something. I just want to know what's near this. Okay, how about we find out what's near the L then? I'm trying to find out info about letters that these might be close to eliminate options. So this doesn't have to be an R then. This could be an M or a K. I'm still having trouble. I could try starting with P or put a P here. Problem is I don't know what to put after P. This isn't an R or an L, but we could learn about R here. Okay, so I'm okay with PR then. But this doesn't seem to be a word. Prone. We just know there's no N already. It's kind of a throw out letter, but it doesn't have to be. Probe. Probe is at least not throw out. Okay, that was the longest guess ever. So we learned there's an R, so I think maybe we do start with R. This is not an O. This is an A. I'm not surprised it's not an O. Probably this is a vowel. What vowel would I want to put? A, E, I, O. Maybe a U. Here we're yellow and green will be ambiguous after this guess. So we'll know whether something's gray, but it's gray, non-gray, basically. What's this going to be? I don't know. Would this be an R? We need an R somewhere. This cannot be R. And this can't be R. So actually, the R is forced here. We know this isn't R. We know this isn't R because it's not close enough to L. Definitely not close enough to L. Hold on. Yeah, not close enough to L. And then this isn't an R because we tried R there. So this is R. This is A. It feels like this has to be a vowel then. Or the options are A or U. So I figured U, but this is M, K, or J? Are we doing a Spanish word? I don't know. Ruma. None of this makes sense. Oh, Raha? No. Raj. Isn't there a word like that? Like Raja? Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, always tough when it's Raja. That's like a Indian prince or something. All right. Indian royal of some kind. I don't remember exactly. It just comes up in these games. And you always remember it because what the heck. All right. Yeah, that's a tough one for Fusele. That's a tough one for any game. But yeah, especially with the weird clues we got on this one. All right, cool. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.